Hi. Hello, I'm TB's guy, and I'm making a mistake right now. I'm being stupid. I'm doing something I really shouldn't be doing. Frankly, which is I just finished, like literally just finished recording the reaction for episode 7. I say reaction at this point. Is this a reaction video anymore? Are these reaction do they count? I don't feel like they count that much as reaction videos anymore. Just finished recording that like 5 minutes ago. It's currently 4 a.m. and I really cannot emphasize this enough. I really should be going to bed right now. That's the thing I ought to be doing. But there's only one episode left of season 1, right? Like it's one episode left, and then I could finish it off, and then that could be season 1, and and then after season 1, like you can do a recap, and you can sort of like it's like a nice little thing to finish that off, and then a bunch. And also, I just want to see what fucking happens, because my sense is from this frame is that this is the party that Luna headed to while Blitz was, you know, getting emotionally destroyed by his past romantic failures. As I understand it, my understanding of it is that this episode got delayed by something. Like, there was some kind of something production issue in the back end somewhere that delayed this episode by months and months and months, like, until well into season 2 had already started, right? And then it got released as, like, the final episode of season 1, and it should have probably been at some point earlier in the season or something like that. But apparently also, this is what I'm gleaning from the comments that I've been getting, it's also disconnected for the most part from the rest of season 1. So it's not like it creates some kind of big canon problem or some kind of like anything like that. It's an episode that sort of is okay being separated out on its own. But also, people have been starting to tell me, it's just episode 8. There's a thing you'll be amazed by a thing that's like, and you can't tease me like. Well, you can actually. You can tease me like that all you want. You are welcome to tease me like that if that's how you get off. No kink shaming from me. You can do that, but what you can't do is post spoilers. No spoilerinos in the commentinos, please. I would prefer not. Partly because part of the point of these reactions is that I don't know what I'm about to see before I see it, right? So that it's more fun that I react to when I see it. So no spoilerinos. You can hint, you can tease, you can foreshadow, you can be like, so long as you're being very subtle and you're not giving anything away, like, go ahead, have fun with it. But no spoilers, please. I feel like I should probably say that at the start of every single one of these, because otherwise people do post them. Okay. Is there any other house cleaning I have to do right now? No, I don't think so. Obviously, I have not read any of the comments from people on the reaction to episode 7, because the reaction to episode 6 hasn't gone up yet as I'm recording this. Just so as you know, it goes up. When does it go up? Hang on. It goes up, well, tomorrow, except, of course, like, for kind of tomorrow, except, like, it's the day after tomorrow from my perspective, because I haven't been to bed yet. But yes, no, it's soon. So I don't know what anyone has been saying to me about any of those episodes, but looking at the background in this first frame, first of all, we don't get the content warning up front, weirdly, for some reason. I don't know why. But looking at the background here, it's not a... like, this is a back of a car, right? Looks like. She's not wearing a seatbelt. Luna. But the rendering and, like, the three-dimensionality of this background is genuinely quite impressive. Which is the thing of, like, since it was in production hell for so long, were they just working on it the whole time? Like, were they refining it, making it better? Or was it a finished episode that just sat there, like, eating itself alive, while the production moved on around it? I wonder. Because that background is impressive, so I wonder. Anyway, hi, Luna. What's up with you?
You want me to drop you off here?
Oh, yeah, this looks right. I, haven't been here before.
So, okay. The Luna and Blitz relationship is one of her being mostly very annoyed and smothered by him. And I wonder about that. Because, like, now, fucking with the fucking episode 7, like, okay, sure, fine. Like, episode 6, we're already sort of diving a little bit into the inner lives of the emotionality of these characters and sort of deepening them beyond their silly, comedy, cartoony, Luna is introduced as, like, the teenager who's like, who's like over it, right? Like, that's her character to start with. Like, she's the teenager who's over it, who's like, oh my god, dad, like this is so boring. I don't want to be here. Like, she's tired, she's disaffected, and then she gets a little bit of characterization. Spring Breakers was like, oh, she wants friends. Like, oh, that's how fucking. Like, we've turned Blitz into, like, an emotional wreck. How hard, like, is Luna about to go through the ringer as well, or is this going to be a funny episode? Love the silhouettes. Was it the song? Like, was that the licensing issue? Oh god, am I going to have to deal with a licensing issue? Okay, hang on. Okay, if the song is gonna be the subject of, like, a copyright claim or whatever,
Here.
Oh, yeah.
then just to guard myself, I have to do some criticism and review of the song, because that's the circumstances under which fair use applies.
Yeah, this looks right. I haven't been here before.
It's like a sort of party. Like, I really am not super familiar with, like, techno house, like the sort of house party music genres. But, like, nice build up to the drop. Like, it has a very summery sort of party vibe. Speaking of which, this looks like the architecture of heaven more than hell. Where is this exactly? Where is this taking place? Because it sure as shit doesn't look like Imp City. And why are the palm leaves wet? That's gross. But, like, it's being used here, I think, like, mostly as, like, a sort of, as, like, this is young people having a party, doing partying stuff kind of soundtrack, right? Like, this is the soundtrack to a bunch of kids getting together in a house to dance and get drunk and make mistakes, right?
Luna! Hey, girl! Glad you could make it.
Hello, Balto. Motherfucker, like, with the nose, with the way that, like, you get the snout and then it kind of bulges out from. It's so fucking 90s. Like talking animal animation shit. Classic gesture, that one, by the way. Like the grabbing an arm and sort of crossing it in front of your chest sort of defensively.
Glad you could make it.
Tex! Yeah, hey, thanks.
Whoa. Hang on, what? Okay. So we do this here with the very, like, thin line art. And then, wow. All of a sudden, I guess a different animator took over there, because, like, boom, all of a sudden the line weight is just, like, well expanded. And, like, some differences in the rendering of the model as well. Like, this is a very different Luna than this. Tex looks more or less on model, but again, I'm not saying this is a criticism so much. Just as, like, oh, you really notice when another team of animators took over. Like, here's the animators doing this shot. There's the animators doing that shot.
Hey, thanks for.
And there is, like, that is a reasonable criticism, is that creates discontinuity between the two shots. Like, that's a reasonable criticism of like, this shot, is that it feels discontinuous from the other one because the characters all of a sudden shift rather radically in style.
Hey, Thanks for inviting me.
Course, course. Hey, everyone, meet the new face.
Oh, it's all hellhounds. Okay, cool. Nope, wait, there's imps. Imps right there. Again, this is something we've talked about before, but the variety in character design, like, that's one of the things is, like, I think I talked about this all the way back when I commented on the pilot for Has Been Hotel, that it's one of the hallmarks in some ways of, like, independent animation is that, like, animators will insert their own OCs and their fan characters and their shit. Like, they'll put that shit in the background and, like, they'll play around a lot more than you get to do on, like, a commercial production, right? Like, they get to play more. They get to fuck around more. They get to, like just throw something cool in there just cuz, without having to go through, like necessarily the same chain of command of, like, people who are in charge of producers and executive producers and like stakeholders and overseers who can say no to everything that you want to do, right? Which tends to lead to, like, which can, anyway, depends on the production, can lead to, like, a much greater, like, level of expressiveness. I do love the sheer amount of character that is in the background characters in this show. Like, just how different they are from each other, how distinct, like, how specific they seem. To the point, like, any of these could, like, be a main character in their own show, right? Like, it's, from a character design perspective, they all look unique and distinct and special enough that they could each be their own thing, right? And that's something, like, what you'll see on, like, commercial productions, they'll often avoid that. In part because, like, that can be a confusing part of the visual language. Is like, immediately I look at this scene and I read through these characters and I go, oh shit, any of these could be the main character. Like, which one do I pay attention to? Like, that's sort of the... It can lead to a problem for the clarity of the visual storytelling of the show, where character design, who gets to be super distinctive and unique and special, and who doesn't, can be a really powerful way to visually code who's the main character, who should be paid attention to, who should you invest in, and who shouldn't you, right? Like, it's that there's reasons for not doing it, but I like it.
You want a drink or anything?
Oh, sure. Yeah, totally.
Aw. Again, variety. You want a drink of it or anything? Whoop, tail goes up. That's, again, nice. Like, from a character animation standpoint, using the physicality of the character to express their internal feelings. She's excited.
Yeah, totally.
She's not wagging, but, you know, that comes later. And then as she deflates again, down comes the tail.
So I told him, I'm not gonna go get it unless you fucking throw it this time.
What? Hang on. What?
I'm not gonna go get it unless you fucking...
What? What? I need subtitles. What the fuck is she saying?
I'm not gonna go get it unless you fucking throw it this...
Oh, I'm not gonna go get it unless you fucking throw it this time. I see. Okay. Are those the popular girls? Is that what we're doing here? Again, playing around with different dog breeds?
Unless you fucking...
Which can't remember the ones of, like, but I've seen those dogs. Like, they're the ones that have, like, the big fucking puffy hair thing going on. Again, the fucking variety.
Throw it this time.
And sorry for the bit corruption. That's just an unavoidable thing with the graphic card sometimes.
That is so not fetch. Not fetch.
Oh, they're Mean Girls, is what they're doing. They're doing Mean Girls. Fetch. Right, I see. So those are going to be the Mean Girls, and they're going to be the antagonists to Luna, I suppose. Oh, no, Luna. No, that's not... Oh, boy.
Yeah, like that happens all the time.
Oh, dear.
OMJ. Luna? Lunatic Luna?
What?
OMJ. Luna? Lunatic Luna? That you?
Lunatic Luna, that you, I think is what she said.
Yeah, it's Luna. Yeah.
Wow. I can't believe you're showing up to another party. I mean, do you even remember the last one?
I'm
It takes me a second to parse what she's saying.
sure you'll remind me.
Yeah, the
You'll remind me.
Oh, she's excited too. That was a good use of the tail.
Remind me.
Yeah, this you, right?
Why do you still have that?
It brings me joy. You know, you're supposed to keep things that bring you joy. Wow, you're being really negative. Your aura is really aggressive right now.
Oh yeah? Well, maybe it's because I'm in the presence of a massive fish.
Maybe you're not supposed to say that to Lady Dog. Okay, well, we escalated quickly.
Oh, my dog. Wow.
Oh, my dog? Oh, my God.
What? Is that not an okay thing to say? Like, come on, it's true. You can't say that.
Guess you can't say that.
Did I miss anything?
No. No, nothing. No.
How are my dirty bitches doing tonight?
Well, she can say it, apparently, whoever the fuck's on stage.
Oh, y'all ready to party with the queen bee of gluttony? Come on. Hell yeah, because the honey is flowing tonight, and this bitch about to...
Wait, hang on. No. No. It's not.
Hell yeah, because the honey is flowing tonight, and this bitch about to get fucking wild.
That. That. That's not Kesha, is it? Like, just the.
The honey is flowing tonight, and
Whoever that is sounds a fuck of a lot like Kesha.
hell yeah, because the honey is... Hell yeah, because the honey is flowing tonight, and this bitch about to get fucking wild.
Did I fucking get Kesha?
Let's get it started!
You. What? How? No. No, look, no. It's so. I'm resisting every urge to go and Google it right the fuck now, because that. I mean, if they got Norman Reedus, then How? How would they have? I mean, I know she's not an A-lister anymore, but like.
Hey, I'm what you need. I'm what you want. I got it all.
That's fucking. If. I mean, it's like. It's not like Kesha has the world's most unique. I suppose someone else could. Maybe it's a like someone could. It could be a sound alike, I suppose.
Hey, I'm what you need. I'm what you want. I got it all. A carnivore. I'll bring you up. I'll take you down. I'm sticky sweet, stuck in your teeth like cotton candy.
No, that. that. No one is that good at sound aliking. I'm sorry, I'm still sitting here like telling myself like, no, there's no fucking way. Like, how? Why would? It's a web series. Like, for like, how would they have gotten? What kind of black magic fucking devil contracts on every person in Hollywood ass casting agent does Spintlehorse have access to? No. It sounds like Kesha. It has to be her, right?
Hell yeah, because the honey.
Because that's. Look, I'm not the most I'm not the most familiar in the world with Kesha and her voice, like. But I listened enough to her, like, to like her after she gotten free of the contract with the shitbag producer guy who like ruined her fucking life. I listened to her albums, like the albums she released there.
Honey is flowing tonight.
And like that hell yeah is like.
And this bitch about to get fucking wild. Let's get it started!
Hey, I'm what you need. I'm what you want. I got it all.
Okay, I'm gonna put it aside for now, and I'm just gonna lay down the bet that it is actually Kesha, because this fucking show, I wouldn't be surprised that I can't be surprised after Norman Reedus, I guess. And if it's not her, I'll be real embarrassed, but again, like, this again is a thing that makes that abrupt. Like this one shot is like, it is sticking out in my mind as rather incongruous with the rest of the show, because like we get this one shot with these very thick outlines, and then we cut back to thin outlines, and then it's just thin outlines the whole way. And then we get to this section, and now it's very thin outlines, right? Like, and that makes sense. Like, this is being the music video segment that they'll probably have poured a lot of the money and budget and time into making sure that this segment looks, especially if the fucking guest voice was fucking Kesha, in the same way that the Norman Reedus Snake Man got a lot of the attention on the production of that thing. That makes perfect sense when you have like a surprisingly big name guest star. And it is on display here. Like, the foreshortening that they're doing here, like, they go from this, like, very flat shadow shape to boom. Right into, like, heavy foreshortening and some really nice twirling motion. By the way, so she seems to be a fennec fox, but also a honeybee? Is what I'm getting here, is that she's some kind of chimeric hybrid of... Or is she just using magic? Because she does have more arms than you would normally think, which again, Jesus fucking Christ, is the same animator who worked on Angel Dust here, because they're playing a lot around with like the same agility for moving a character. Again, things that are non-trivial, animating characters with more than 2 arms, that's non-trivial, because like when you do strike a key pose like this, like a big sort of impactful striking pose, when you just have 2 arms and 2 legs to work with, you can do all kinds of like symmetries and asymmetries in the way that like the line of action flows into one another there. But when you have 2 extra arms to work with, they need to do something in this pose as well that's also like, that works with the flow of the thing and the posing of it. And like, they're doing that, like that really sharp, like hip placement, and like down there, like caressing down the thigh, fully supporting like the action of the rest of the pose is like, that's well chosen. And that's one of the things I really liked about the animation on Angel Dust as well, is that like the animators were really good at managing his extra arms when they show up.
Hey, I'm what you need. I'm what you want. I got it all. A carnival. I'll bring you a
Smears. Because one thing I was noticing about her movement is that this is a difference from episode 7, is that like less extreme smearing on her relative to what they did with like especially Blitz, but relative to what they did with a lot of the characters in episode 7.
I got it all.
they are like they're still squash and stretch. Like there's still the principles of animation at play here. Lots of follow through, lots of secondary action. It's really nice. But
Carnival.
they are shying away from making her quite as elastic. So far, anyway. Like that might change. So if this is Kesha, is this like, did she design her own persona for this? Like, I'm sorry, I know you want to listen to the song, but I'm a little worried about copyright claims on that, so I'm going to be kind of careful with how much I play at a time. And I'm just kind of... as ever, I'm just enjoying the quality of the animation here. Because this is like fucking... This is fully on some Disney shit. Like... And I don't mean like the visual style necessarily, but like... She pops up, and like the way that she leans back and like the ears come forward. And then like she pushes it. Like this feels very like... The way that the volume of the character is handled here, because she has these huge fucking ears, right? She has this huge fucking hair. She has a fairly broad face, right? Like, and the way like she twists the head a little bit towards us in like a 3/4 angle as she pushes in on this guy who's about to have the wettest dreams of his whole fucking life. That has... There's something Disney to the way that this shot handles her physicality. There's something to the way it handles the volume. Like, and I say Disney, right? Like, what I mean by that, broadly speaking, is like high-quality Western style animation, right? Like the kind of shit you learn at Cal Arts, right? Is broadly what I mean, right? Like, as opposed to, like, I think an anime animator, like a Japanese animator, Korean animator, a Chinese animator, who's animating within the style of those things would probably have handled the volume on this differently. Although, like, this is just like a me talking out my ass reaction sort of thing to it. But it's about the way that volume is handled, the way that three-dimensionality is handled. On characters who are like highly stylized and very flat in many regards, like that have to be very flat in many regards in order to work. Especially, I'm looking at her eyes, the way they handle the giant eyelashes, which sort of stand in for like the antenna of a bee, sort of along with the points of her ears. Right, like the way that secondary action, the secondary motion affects them. Because, like, not just Disney, like, some Don Bluth in there as well. Right, like that style and era of animation is in here as well, I think. And the fact that she's got a fucking lava lamp in her gut, or, well, she's wearing something akin to a fucking lava lamp, and they keep that lava lamp animated the whole time. You can see the liquids and the goops inside it moving anytime she stands still for long enough, like, for you to notice it. It's like, that's presumably what I would assume that they're doing there is that there's a layer hanging out that's, like, tracked to her body that's just behind her, and that's just, like, being clipped through the available area, and it's not hand animated, but I could be fucking wrong about that. Maybe it's the visual effects animator who's handling it. That's the other thing, like, I'm looking at this character design, right? Look at all the shit that's going on with this character design, right? We have the hair, which is parted in, like, 3 pieces with the black crest on the front, and then the pink bit, and then, like, the the teal bit, and then from there you have this goopy trail of like honey lava lamp shit that follows it around everywhere, that needs to have secondary motion that matches like the wave motion of the hair. Then you have the fucking giant ass, the conical ears, like snail shells that are stapled to her head, and you have to manage the physicality of those as well, because they're both like big and like fairly rigid structures, but they're also soft and they're pliable, so they move like smoothly with her motion. Then you have the fuck off a giant, like huge, enormous fucking eyelashes that like whip around with her motion, and then you have the wings, and then you have the forearms, and then the fucking the fuck's anatomy of this creature. The sheer number of things that the animator has to keep in mind here, like compare and contrast that with animating like a character who's just like a face and like an emoji kind of character. The sheer number of things that the animator has to handle and track and manage the physicality of, like the way that like when she pops into the shot here, right? She comes up from below, and then her hair, like the goopy hair, follows, and we get this big splash, like sort of accentuating her movement, right? And at the same time, they're trying to fucking lip sync her. I mean, fuck me. Whoever did that, I hope they were paid fucking well. Like, whichever team of people, whoever was the lead, and like the in-betweeners on that shit, I hope they got paid well, and then I hope they got a long-ass fucking weekend.
I'm what you want, I got it a carnival. I'll bring you up, I'll take you down. I'm sticky sweet.
It's like, fight me in the Alps. Because again, like what she's doing here, like we have this sequence of like she pops into a shot, strikes a pose, pops into a shot, strikes a pose, pops into a shot, strikes a pose. And for every one of those fucking poses, once again, the animator needs to know what to do with her extra fucking arms, right? Like, so here, her extra arms are like mirroring the motion of the arm there. She has like the one on her hip. And then here, like they're still mirroring the motion of that arm. It's like they're all on the hip, and then she's like doing a gesture with the other one. And it's like, here's like over on the hip. It's so much fucking shit to manage. It's just so much shit to know what to do with, like to strike a dynamic pose where those four arms are always doing something that feels like both natural to the character, but also like this is like a striking a pose kind of glamour pose sort of thing. Like, fuck me.
Hey, I'm what you need, I'm what you want, I got it a carnival. Stuck in your teeth like cotton candy.
That is a really good shot. Like using the lower jaw, moving up, opening the mouth, tilting back, getting that seductive stare out. That is very well framed. That's really good. Oh, come on, Luna. It's Kesha. Right? It fucking has to be. Like, no, it is. I'm committing to it. I'm calling it. But maybe she's more of a metal girl. I don't think sugar is good for dogs. I'm what you want, not what you need, huh? Is that a thesis statement for the episode? Also, I guess we'll see. That's cute. Again, good management of the fucking arms. Changing up the entire color tone of the whole thing.
Hey, I don't know why I'm what you want, but it's
more appreciation for the sheer variety of care. They're really like, they're just playing with all of the dog breeds here. I really appreciate that. That's very good. Nice shirt. Woof woof.
But it's the truth. I'm not your lie. Let them eat cake, let them eat pie.
Oh, good smear. Again, cake is not good for dogs. Well, depending on what's in it. A meat cake is okay, but they're obligate carnivores, you know. Oh, hey! Honeycomb structure, because it's made of honey. Very good.
Or better yet, let them eat cotton candy. Cotton candy.
Oh, now we're just playing with colors. Holy shit. Again, compliments to the VFX people, like the fucking compositing and the management of like the lava lamp effects and just the color choices here. It's like, that's very, very pretty. I'm really impressed with the foreshortening that they're doing on this character. And how well they're managing her physicality.
Cotton candy.
Is that an imp with like a pug girlfriend? I mean, now I'm sort of like on the lookout for references in the background. You know, Luna, if you're so desperate for friends, maybe your first reaction to anyone getting close to you shouldn't be to growl at them. Like, they didn't do anything to you. They weren't even looking at you. I mean, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm just repeating myself a lot here. Because, like, I'm just genuinely really impressed with how well they're handling. Especially, like, the fluid physics on, like, the hair of, like, having it whip around and swirl without ever really getting in the way of the shot or the expression.
What you want, now what you need. Cotton candy sky.
That is a very nice splash. Like, look at that. That is goopy.
Sweet as apple pie. I can't help but shine.
Doing the L'Oreal hair flip. Very nice. Like, fully, that's just a L'Oreal hair flip.
Brighter than the starlight in the sky. Cotton candy. Yeah.
Luna is so resistant to having fun. Like, interpreting her body language. Right, like this, like the golden moment is when she sort of lets go for a second and is impressed, right? The way that her pupils dilate, her eyes get bigger. This is the moment when she's kind of amazed by what she's seeing. And then the moment she realizes she's being part of a crowd, she kind of seems to pull back from that. And like, shit, I don't want to be part of a crowd kind of thing. And then Tex gives her the invitation, right? Come on, like, get into it. And it's like,
Yeah, cotton candy. I'm what you want, not what you need. So what you want?
You hungry? Take a bite. Get back tonight.
So what you want?
Your stuff. So keep making me that motherfucking honey. Yeah, keep it coming.
So, Queen Bee, right? Being someone who's able to take control of people's minds somehow. This is the thing of, like, sort of wondering what she represents narratively here is, like, temptation, the urge to go too far, hedonism. Like, what exactly is her narrative role relative to Luna here? Like, what's the challenge that she poses? But also, god damn, that looks good.
It's the sweet stuff. So keep making me that motherfucking honey.
So keep making me that motherfucking honey. What kind of honey is she extracting from them exactly? Because that sounds horny, but also, you know.
So keep making me that motherfucking honey. Yeah, keep it coming. Cotton candy.
What the fuck?
Now what you need, cotton candy sky.
Again, like, I'm looking at this. I don't want to repeat myself. I don't want to just keep talking about what a good fucking job they're doing. Again, I like the character acting. I do like the text is, like, seems to be making a real effort to, like, encourage Luna to participate. Like, it's like, hey, come on, like, it's cool, you're here. Like, play along, have fun. But also, I'm so, like, is she gonna turn out to be evil? Like, is the cotton candy gonna turn out to be, like, mind control drugs or whatever? Like, what's going on here? What is the role of the Kesha character in the narrative relative to what's happening here? Because it's the thing of, like, are Luna's suspicions and reticence going to be proven right? That her instincts are correct, and that, like, the push to run with the pack that she's getting here is detrimental to her? Or is it a thing of, like, she's here to learn to let go of her antagonism and her, like, her self-doubt, which is, like, part of what makes her so hostile to interaction with other people? Is, like, I'm wondering, like, where the episode is going in terms of, like, what's the character arc for Luna in this particular thing. Again, like, just good fucking job. Just good fucking job. Animating that fucking character, like, just well done. Again, that thing of, like, rejecting the thing. Being suspicious. Nice foreshortening. Like, nice distortion into the camera there. And then pulling back, like, really smoothly. You can see it when you frame by frame, right? Like, how the way that, like, her torso almost seems to disconnect from her lower body. And then they pull it back very smooth. Again, like, using the hands, the arms. Like, grabbing on with 3, holding 1 out. That high note. Look at that. Very good. And again, as I talked about this extensively in the episode 7 reaction, but characters rotating around things, that's just flexing. That's just showing off. Especially a character with so much shit going on rotating is like, come on, like, you didn't have to, You've already shown off. We know you can do it. You don't need to do it anymore. Stop. I'm already dead.
Help it shine brighter than the starlight in the sky.
Oh, and then back to these very thick outlines. That's a little... Did they bring in an external animation studio that, like... Or something? Like, why... These shots with the very thick outlines, they confuse me.
Ow! Vortex! Party is buzzing now. Fuck! I feel like I went a little too hard with the confetti this time, though. I have, like, a rainbow in my vagina right now.
Okay, sure.
Oh, hey! Is this the sweet pup you told me about? Excuse me? She's a fucking cutie! Where you been hiding, girl?
Is there something...
Luna, no, she's being nice to you. She's not trying to mock you.
funny?
Nah, I'm just really high on all this tasty energy right now. Tech says you don't get invited out much. I hope this itty-bitty get-together can serve as a fun first time.
She's being nice. Luna, as far as we can tell, again, I don't know if she's going to turn out to be evil or whatever.
I would have thrown a bigger one, but I couldn't convince Belphegor to let me break into her stash of party drugs. So fucking lame. I mean, I usually just steal them, but Belle changed the locks. She says I'm a total jackass for trying, but hey, I'm proud to be a total jackass.
Belphegor, huh?
Anyway, yeah, B, this is Luna.
Like, poor Luna, like, her immediate reaction upon someone being, seemingly at least, I mean, I'm not Mr. Social Skills over here, but like, seemingly just being perfectly polite is to be like, you're insulting me.
This is my girlfriend, B.
Oh, that's the girl, is it?
Nice to meet ya, bitch.
Oh, this is... She's hot.
Yeah, she is.
Holy shit. Okay, Tex, you didn't tell me she was hilarious. That's so funny.
Right.
I love that that's the first thing you say to me. You don't give a shit how freaky you come off, and that's fucking beautiful. You are my new favorite person.
Oh boy, this is very much like an extrovert has spotted an introvert situation. That is very funny.
Am I, though?
Yeah, bitch.
Luna is a lot more like her father than she wants to admit, huh? Like, you're my new favorite person. Am I, though? Like, why would you like me? It's like, Luna, you could stand to be like, just think a little higher of yourself.
No, really. Reminds me of the first time I saw Satan without a shirt on. I was like, oof, boy, you are hot as hell. But then I wanted to die because it was so awkward because he's more like a brother to me, you know, but not actually my brother. So I guess it was fine. I could hit that.
I'm getting real heavy ADHD vibes from her, not gonna lie. Man.
Anyway, girl, you have a good time tonight. Get some sweets, get some eats, drink it, tear it, fuck it up. Woo! Cheers, honey. Thank you.
Okay, so as far as I can tell, the idea here is a contrasting, right? Like, Luna is antisocial, awkward, very bad at interacting with other people, and here we have her perfect antithesis. The party girl who's seemingly able to get along with absolutely everyone instantly, and who also seems to genuinely like people, which is like, oh, okay.
For coming. Do you need anything? Are you having fun? Are you good? Are you drunk? Okay, good. Okay, great. Are you good?
Good host.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
What? Why? You just got here. At least one drink, right?
Nope, you really wouldn't like me after one drink.
No, Luna, what you're thinking is you don't like me right now. Okay, so this is the insecurity thing where she's comparing herself, I guess. Which, like, yeah, like that, Speaking as a fellow introvert, that they're fucking hard to deal with, the extroverts. Like, the people who genuinely just like people. Is like, no, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why? What are you doing? You weird freak. Why are you being friendly to me? I don't know you. You don't know me. I could be a monster. You don't know. How dare you? How dare... And that, you end up sort of responding to that in like a how dare you speak to me kind of way, which is not, you know... It's like... But it is that thing of like feeling uncomfortable and unfamiliar with people who are just like naturally social and sociable and like who like... meeting new people, who like hanging out with them, who like interact with them. I don't like meeting new people. I don't like hanging out with them, and I don't like interacting with them. Except I do, really. I do genuinely. It's just it takes me a little while to build up to the point where I can break the shell, you know.
Oh, shot. I want a shot. Give me a shot.
Her dad is not in the best headspace either, so I wonder how that's going to turn out.
So stupid. Shouldn't have come.
Hey, Looney. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just want to go.
Hey, that sounds like Blitzo!
The O is silent, asshole!
Hey, I knew it was you! Fuck, man, where you been? You here for the party?
No, I'm just here picking up my daughter.
Oh, shit, you have a daughter now?
Adopted!
Man, you're already leaving? Things just got started. Come in and show us all up again.
No, thank you, but I think Looney wants to head back.
Howdy next to you wants to leave?
Watch it.
I mean, we could stay a little longer.
I think we need to go. Okay, I think it's been a long night.
Well, these people seem to know you. Come on. I think I want to give this another try. Please?
Oh, Luna. Teenagers. Changeable.
Okay, fine. Maybe one drink.
Yes, that was extremely predictable. Of course that was going to happen. In the context of especially that he just got back from that fucking night with Stolas, it's like, he probably shouldn't be around alcohol right now. But then again, I don't know how much that's gonna matter here. Like, how much are they gonna actually sort of... Oh, Vox Flicks. He's got the t-shirt. Let me just go back a little bit here. Hang on.
It's all up again.
No, thank you, but I think Looney wants to head back.
Like the little wiggle of the ear.
I think Looney wants to head back.
Howdy next to you wants to leave?
Hot boy compliments her immediately. She's like, I could stay. Oh, girl.
Watch it.
I mean, we could stay a little longer.
I think we need to go. Okay, I think it's been a long night.
Well, these people seem to know you. Come on. I think I want to give this another try. Please?
Okay, fine. Maybe one drink.
It's a good jump cut. Like, that's a good jump cut. That's a good joke.
That was nothing, bitch! Give me a real challenge!
Oh yeah, wanna fucks with the big bitch and boy? I got a challenge for you.
Oh, he's gonna die.
All right, let's do this. From B's Personal Supply, the hardest shit there is. You ready, my man?
Oh, born ready! Bring it, Barky! I will drink you under this fucking table. You have no idea what kind of night I've had.
Oh, it is gonna matter a little, huh?
All right, shit talker. But there hasn't hasn't been a soul yet who can beat me at my own game. So you better bring the fire, baby.
Oh, is Queen Bee too scared to lose to a little imp like me?
Oh, okay. Let's get it on, you little bastard. Come on, Blitz. Fuck her up. You can do it.
I'm glad to see Luna getting into it.
Who's the queen now?
Yeah, that's my dad. Well, fuck me. What's a first? I haven't had a first in a while. That was magical. Seriously, impressive. I tip my crown to you, imp boy. Respect. Ow, ow.
I like her. She's fun. Well, I mean, Blitz probably needed, like, the ego boost for a second, but also, I wonder where this is gonna go wrong. 2, 1, down he goes. Yeah.
Hey, Lo.
So, Luna finally feeling like she's in there.
I don't mean to be a buzzkill here, but your dad guy dude is he's seeming a bit
Out of control. Like, a mess.
yeah.
Yeah, he would be. Oh, God, is she... Oh, no. Children should not have to take care of their parents. That is no bueno.
It's worrisome. You wanna maybe check on him or something?
What? No! No, Blitz is fine. He's always a mess. Trust me.
Look, honey, I see people having fun and getting fucked up all the time, but he's clearly getting wasted off his ass and causing problems on purpose. So I feel like
Yeah, he is. And that's... Oh, man, that sucks for her, right? Like, that... All of a sudden, she has to be responsible for her dad. That's just an unpleasant thing to have to do.
you should check up on him at least. Just see if something's up.
Don't act like you know him like I do.
I ain't saying that. I'm just pretty sure he's had like 4 tongues inside him at once. I mean, good for him. But I can taste the flavor of people at my parties, and he's giving off a very not okay vibe, you know?
Oh yeah, and I bet you'd know the okay vibe, right? I mean, everyone likes you so much.
What's that?
Oh, Luna. Jealousy, jealousy, jealousy. Baby girl. A deep expression of inadequacy in this case.
That's supposed to mean. Is that a problem? Sorry. Don't follow me.
Sorry, yeah. Nope, I'll check on him.
Sorry. Sorry. I know I got a little spicy there. I just hope everything works out. Now let's dance.
Blitz! Blitz! Where are you, shithead? Blitz! Oh, piss on a dick! What the fuck are you doing, Blitz?
This guy.
It looks like you're in the middle of a goddamn orgy. Stop!
Look, I didn't expect you to come in here and see any of this loony. I'm so sorry, but it's a party. I'm just having fun with, fuck is your name again?
Dennis.
Christ on a stick, you would be a dentist. Get the fuck away from me! I'm not fucking a dentist tonight! I need a Monica or Alejandro in here, stat! Better.
Don't need-
Yeah, no, that's a bad idea, Blitzy.
Better.
You don't need anyone else sucking your face, freaky weirdo. You need to drink something other than bezel juice.
No.
That really, like... She was just starting to connect with the crowd, and then... Yeah. Rough night.
Do you need to throw up?
No.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, she didn't turn out to be evil. That's something, at least. I was wondering, like, what the signaling was with the Queen Bee thing. Because, like, usually since it started with Mean Girls, right? And, like, the Queen Bee in sort of a high school drama setting situation is usually, you know, queen bitch, right? Sort of like the social queen who's using everyone around her to, you know.
I had a really shitty day.
Oh, yeah? Is that why you drank like 5 gallons worth of who knows what?
Fuck, Fizz was right. I'm gonna die alone, aren't I? Just a wrinkly, old, weathered waste. Will you be there, Looney?
Beware.
It's lonely. I'm gonna die alone.
I'll be there, Dad. Now go the fuck to sleep, okay?
Smell the moxie stolus.
Millie Moxie Stolas. Yeah, very good, very good. Again, this, like, look at the fucking rendering on that shower of vomit. That's going way too hard for something that's just a ridiculous visual gag.
The moxie stolus. Fuck. Yeah, I did need to throw up.
Indeed. Huh, okay. Alright. So I don't think I can say enough good about the quality of a lot of the animation here, especially the Queen Bee sequence. She's just generally really fucking well animated. I will say the scripting here feels a little all over the place. Like, just in terms of so, again, it's the thing of, like, I'm wondering if this thing got delayed so hard by that it ended up after the finale, right? Like, one assumes if it was part of season 1, it would have been before the finale, right? And it's like, so it sort of feels like, there's 2 episodes of the show happening here at the same time, which is one episode that's trying to focus on Luna and her social problems and like her self-loathing and her insecurity. And then there's another episode that's trying to follow up on episode 7 with Blitz specifically, and they're merged together in a way that, from a script perspective, doesn't 100% make sense to me. Because, like, thinking through the way that a story like this could be constructed, my thinking would be like that there's one episode dedicated to Luna going to the party, becoming very insecure, trying to leave, sort of giving it another shot, starting to find her groove, getting in there, and then Blitz shows up. And then, like, he introduces this need for her to all of a sudden take care of her dad, which pulls her away from the socializing that she's finally had this opportunity, and she's finally finding a way into the crowd, and, like, it seems like even fucking Texas Girlfriend likes her, and then her dad shows up and causes chaos. And now all of a sudden she has to deal with it. That brings up a lot of insecurities and fears about being judged. And then that would be the second episode, right? Like, the first episode is one that, like, arcs through her finding her way into the party and sort of finding the groove in there. And then you get the episode, like, because I'm sort of script doctoring it right now. It's like, not in the sense that I think I can do better, but in the sense of thinking through, like, the structure of the story that's being told. It feels to me like it's like one episode, Luna goes to the party, she freaks out, she tries to leave, she sends a text to her dad, he doesn't get it, but we don't know why. Like, he's just not responding. Then someone comes along, like, encourages her back to the party, she tries one more time, she starts to fit in, the party starts bumping, going off, and, like, she's having a good time, she's making friends and, like, connecting, and the arc of that is, like, Luna sort of learning to fit in, and it ends on a hopeful note. Then we get episode 7, which is, like, the finale, I guess, of Blitz sort of in self-destruct mode at the end of it, then he sees the text from Luna, and then he goes, shit, I have to go get my girl out of the party, and then he shows up and wreaks havoc, right? Like, and like causes chaos and self-destructs in a way that forces Luna to leave the party, that forces Luna to like be embarrassed by him. And then that would be the conflict. Like that would be sort of the sad coda of like I feel like that might have been the structure that was, maybe that was the structure that was originally intended. I don't know. Because here it feels a little awkward, like it's two different storylines that got merged without really being written to flow into each other naturally. Like it seems to swap on a dime from what it is doing here before Blitz shows up. And then after Blitz shows up, like the storyline sort of seems to flip more than a little. In a way that I don't like it's an episode of a lot of good moments. I like Luna's physical acting. I like the way that they're portraying her insecurity. Like, the way that she reacts to anything she's not expecting as a threat, right? Like, it's anything that surprises her, anything that shocks her, anything she's not expecting to have happen is like, oh my god, something's coming for me. Like, someone's coming for me. Like, something's gonna attack me. Someone's gonna embarrass me. Like, something bad is gonna happen, right? Like, that seems to be her base attitude, and that's part of why she's having so much trouble socializing. And, like, it's doing a great job also of, like, portraying her deep sense of insecurity. Like, because she, like, big attraction to Tex that's not going to be reciprocated. He seems to know that, and he seems to manage that, like very carefully manage not to give her mixed signals. And he seems to just want to introduce her to a wider social circle and his amazing girlfriend, who seems really fucking cool. Again, if she's voiced by Kesha, I have to imagine she's not going to be particularly recurring. Because, like, how the fuck do you get Kesha, like, on call to do, like, can you do voice lines for, like, 2 minutes of showtime in an episode, in, like, one episode in season whatever? Doubtful. Kesha, by the way, did a good job. It is Kesha. Like, no, I need to confirm it now. Fuck off. I need to know. Right? There we go, Kesha Serber. Yep, I was right. I would have been real embarrassed if I was wrong. She did a great job voice acting this character, like walking that line between being like ditzy and like a real social butterfly, but then also being likable, right? Like being genuinely nice, and not taking shit, right? Like that. Like, when Luna goes off on her in a way that's not fucking okay, that she, like, sets a fucking boundary. It's just like, you don't talk to me like that, right? And then, once Luna apologizes and the conflict is over, she goes back. And she goes, yeah, sorry, that was maybe a little too far. Like, that's a nuanced portrayal of a character.
Check on him.
Sorry. I know, I got a little spicy there. I just hope everything works out. Now let's dance.
Blitz! Blitz! Where are you, shithead? Blitz!
Also, Blitz, you probably, like, I don't know how old the kids are here, but you probably shouldn't be making out with, like, any of them. Just saying.
Oh, piss on a dick! What the fuck are you doing, Blitz?
This guy.
It looks like you're in the middle of a goddamn orgy. Stop!
Look, I didn't expect you to come in here and see any of this loony. I'm so sorry, but it's a party. I'm just having fun with, fuck is your name again?
Dennis.
Christ on a stick, you would be a dentist. Get the fuck away from me! I'm not fucking a dentist tonight! I need a Monica or Alejandro in here, stat! Better.
You don't need anyone else suck.
Yeah, that's quite funny. yeah, like structurally, I feel like this episode had some problems. Like, it felt like it wasn't quite committed to its central story. It feels like it was trying to mix storylines from two different things rather unevenly. Which, you know, again, like that might, who knows about the production history, like in terms of what they had to change and move around and re-record and like redo the fucking storyboards for everything, like with half of the episode already produced and then the other half delayed indefinitely and then the season moves on around it. It's like, who knows what sort of fucks around with that shit. Like, that's hard to pivot when this thing was supposed to come out clearly way earlier, and then it's a difficult production process to manage. They probably did the best they could to sort of integrate it, because it had to be a follow-up to episode 7, right? Like, there was no way it couldn't be a follow-up to episode 7, given that it stars Luna, and it's canonically, like, episode 7 already set up the party as taking place at the same time. How can you not, like, do some kind of follow-up to it? So, like, I understand that if there was some kind of awkward merging of things. But yeah, I don't think, structurally speaking, the story quite works. But as a piece of, like, just a roller coaster, like just a roller coaster of things happening, even if they don't necessarily 100, in my opinion anyway, even if they don't necessarily 100% flow with each other, like, each thing that happens is just good. Like, I really cannot say enough good
Hey, I don't know.
about the animation on B. Keep wanting to say Kesha. Like, that is a
Why? I'm
genuinely fucking
you are, but it's
impressive piece of character animation that they did with her. Like, both in the music scene and just, like, with her as a...
Party is buzzing now. Fuck. I feel like I went a little too hard with the confetti this time, though. I have, like, a rainbow in my vagina right now. Oh, hey.
Like, managing her character, right? Like, the spaciness that she has, like this, again, the ADHD vibe, right? Of, like, I'm focused on one thing, and there's, like, a moment of, like, oh, right! Like, I am in a conversation with other people.
Oh, hey. Is this a sweet...
And, like, again, the management of the extra arms. Like, you can see here, for example, like, the thing about managing extra arms here. This shot right here, there really isn't anything you can do with that arm over there, so we're just hiding it. Like, we're just shoving that off behind the character. Don't worry about it. We can't really find a good pose for it to be in here, so we're just hiding it away until we need it for something. Like, for example, this. We're like... That's another thing about the character animation, right? It's like, in order for her to come across as a sympathetic character ultimately, the character animation needs to show us that she means no harm, right? That she's not feeling superior to Luna, that she's not being like the queen bitch of the party, she's not being a mean girl, that she's just like this, right? And so here, right, Luna is standoffish and, like, angry and, like, assumes the worst about this conversation. And so she's leaning forwards, like, with the arms up and, like, a smile, leaning forwards, attentive, looking at Luna, interested in her, like, trying to relate to her, complimenting her. Right? And she does not react at all when Luna gives her the snarl, right? It doesn't, like, Tex notices it, and she notices it, but she also, like, seems to understand, like, what she's dealing with here, that it's like, yeah, like, this is nothing personal, don't worry about it.
Nah, I'm just really high on all this tasty energy right now. Tex says you don't get invited out much. I hope this itty-bitty get-together can serve as a fun first time.
Right, again, I hope this itty-bitty get-together can serve as a fun first time. That line, depending on how you deliver it, depending on how you animate it, that can come across as really fucking condescending, right? So the animator has to be real careful about, like, the way that she ends that line. There, like, that expression, right? That just seems sincere, right? Like, it's... there's not a hint of malice here. There's not a hint of condescension. There's not a hint of anything. I just hope this could be a nice first time for you. And Luna, like, hearing that, clearly doesn't quite know how to respond to it. And I think they managed that really well with her character animation, like, to never, like, that she comes across as spacey, she comes across as, like, self-confident, and, like cheerful, sociable, but not arrogant.
I couldn't convince Belphegor to let me break into her stash of party drugs. So fucking lame. I mean, I usually just steal them, but Belle changed the locks. She says I'm a total jackass for trying, but hey, I'm proud to be a total jackass.
Wait, did they? No, okay. For a second, I thought that as she drank, like, they poured more liquid into her lava lamp thing there. They didn't do that. That would have been very cool if they did.
Anyway, yeah, B, this is Luna. Luna, this is my girlfriend, B.
Aw, that sweet little hug. Look at that. Aw.
Nice to meet you, bitch.
Oh, this is... She's hot.
You're not wrong. Again, managing the forearms so fucking well.
Holy shit. Okay, Tex, you didn't tell me she was hilarious. That's so funny.
Right.
I love that that's the first thing you say to me. You don't give a shit how freaky you come off, and that's fucking beautiful. You are my...
Like, again, like, Luna, I've been there. I know. Like, it's what the fuck are these with these sociable people who like others? Like, what the fuck is up with them? Something's wrong with them. They are freaks. They're freaks of nature, and they cannot be trusted. I know. I get it, girl. But honestly, you do have to sometimes take people at their word.
You are my new favorite person.
Am I, though?
Yeah, bitch. No. Oh, really?
Right? Like, because the vibe I'm getting here is that B is picking up on Luna being awkward and the fuck out of her element. And she's, like, trying to cheer her up and loosen her up, right? Like, she's trying to be a really good, friendly host. And it especially comes across to me in the thing of, like, yeah, bitch. And then looks at her, like, to see that my compliment had the desired effect. And then Luna goes, no, I'm not. Like, she's... Like, the fuck is the... And then the little, hey, look me in the eyes. I mean it, right? And again, posture. Like, the posture and the attitude of the character animation. That could very, very, very easily come across as really fucking condescending, right? But when she does that, like, when she, like, does the little reach around, like, to bring Luna into eye contact with her again, notice how she's bending down? Right? Like, she's taller than Luna by a little bit. And she's bending down. She's leaning forwards. Right? And then there's that. Like, that's, again, like, managing that physical attitude so that we get the sense of, like, no, she means it. Like, she's trying genuinely to be nice to you. She's trying to be sweet to you. Like, she's trying to make sure that you have a good time at her party. Right? And Luna has so much fucking trouble accepting that, right? Like, the idea that someone could see her and just kind of like her on sight. And so, like, again, also, like, Luna's character animation, the cup that she's holding up in front of her like a shield, right? Like a barrier between her and this person who insists on liking her, and she doesn't know how to handle that. She's looking for a way out. She's trying to disengage, but B won't let her. It's like B is doing her best, but she's up against some real heavy insecurity with Luna here. And again, like, I feel like if the episode had been focused on that first, like if Luna had had the episode to just deal with her, the episode to just focus on her insecurity first, and like maybe focus on building the relationship with B, and like that they actually strike up a real friendship. And then when B tells her, hey, take care of your fucking dad, right? Like your dad is like, you need to take care of your dad. That's the thing that where Luna kind of goes, oh, right, so you think I'm a fuck up, you think I'm just a loser, you think my dad is a piece of shit. Like that's when the insecurities trigger, and that's what sort of, and then you can sort of trigger a break, right? Like I wish they'd had a little more time to do that. Because, like, sort of mashing it together in one episode, I don't think it works structurally. Luna just like, why is she nice? Like, what the fuck? Why would she be nice to me? I'm a loser. No one likes me. I suck at parties. Like, I get made fun of. And, like, everyone just looks at me and waits for me to fuck up so they can, like, throw it in my face. Which makes even more sense why Tex would want to introduce her, right? Like, because he knows B is like, being friends with B would probably be real good for Luna, by the looks of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
What? Why? You just got here. At least one drink, right?
Nope, you really wouldn't like me after one drink.
Oh, baby girl. Like the bite in the lip, like the little lines there, is like as she's holding onto it. Accepting kindness can be really fucking hard because it requires vulnerability. It requires you to make something of yourself vulnerable to rejection, and that hurts. That hurts a lot. And when you make yourself, like when you are unwilling to accept kindness, like when you're unwilling to make yourself vulnerable to that, you can you can like unintentionally, yeah, but you can be a real asshole. Like it can make you a real shithead to people who don't deserve it. And Luna does that. Like when B sort of just expresses concern about her father, right? Like she doesn't do anything to Luna. She doesn't try to upset her or offend her or anything. She's just saying like, hey, your dad, like, he doesn't seem to be okay. Maybe you should just check on him, right? Like, that's all she's asking. And then Luna, because that triggers on her insecurities, right? Like that sets off like the thing about my fucking dad. Like I don't want to be seen just in the context of like of that. Like I don't want to be seen as a fuck up. I don't want to be seen as like this mess that needs to be cleaned up, that needs to be dealt with, right? That triggers on her insecurities, and then she's a jackass. Like, she acts like an asshole here. Fully like an asshole. And that's, I will say, that's something I have quite liked about the way that both Hazbin Hotel kind of didn't have time to do it very much. But Helluva Boss has managed, like, the heroes are not likable all the time. Right? Like, they're not even always good people. And I don't just mean that in the sense of, well, they kill people, which is like, yeah, that's obvious, but in the sense of the way that they emotionally handle their interactions with other people are not always good. Like, Luna is in the wrong here. She's being an asshole. Fully. And when B pushes back on her and eventually, like, basically threatens her to a fight, Luna deserves it. Because she's the one being a shithead. That's very much what's happening here. And that's really fucking important in a good character, is that sometimes they're shitheads. Sometimes they fuck up. Sometimes they do things that are wrong, and not for understandable reasons, but not for justifiable ones. Right? This is not a misunderstanding. This is not Luna like misinterpreting like a situation in good faith. This is Luna acting on her insecurities. This is Luna acting on her own worst impulses, and taking it out on other people, which is not like, that's not okay. Sorry, baby girl, but like, you have to learn that lesson. Which again is where I wish there had been more time to build up a relationship between the two of them so that this moment could be more meaningful, right? This is the moment when B sets a fucking boundary and says, no. Like, you don't talk to me like that. Like, you don't treat me like that. because without the context of like having more of a relationship between them, it loses a little bit of its weight, right? Which, yeah, there are structural issues. There are things, None of this means that I didn't like the episode. Like, I've fucking enjoyed a lot of this thing. Again, the animation quality is like, Jesus fucking Christ. There's a few shots with the weird thick outlines that I don't really understand. Like, maybe they're relics of, like, again, with how long it has been in production, right? Like, I would not be surprised to hear that those shots are just like leftovers of an earlier version of the episode before they had to rewrite it and reanimate and re-record a whole fuck ton of the voice lines to fit like a new script. I would not be surprised of that, but it still wasn't like, it still caused some problems, I think. There still was some consistency issues. Ah, that's a really good move, right? Like Luna's talking to her dad. That little arc that her head does from being tilted that way to being tilted that way. Like, pay attention to that. That's really fucking smooth. That's really good. And it gives a real nice quality to her when she's talking to Blitz, right?
Why you drank like 5 gallons worth of who knows what?
Fuck, Fizz was right. I'm gonna die alone, aren't I? Just a wrinkly, old, weathered waste. Will you be there, Looney?
Beware.
It's lonely. I'm gonna die alone.
I'll be there, Dad.
Also, really nice animation on that blanket. Like, the falling down is like, it's really smooth.
Now go the fuck to sleep, okay?
Smell the mossy stillness.
I don't know why I think vomit gags are funny, but they are.
Fuck. Yeah, I did need to throw up.
Ladies and gentlemen, on by any specimen, the ceremony master has arrived.
Okay, I'm trying to avoid getting copyright claimed for all of the songs. Yeah, revisions. I'm sure there were a few. I mean, as ever, on the technical merits, this show is kind of miraculous. Like, again, that something like this can be put together from a fucking Patreon is like Patreon and one assumes God knows how much fucking ad revenue from, but again, how much ad revenue can they get with how bloody these episodes get? But like, when you have 44 million views on something, like that does give you a little bit of pull. But like, because it's especially like, I'm thinking like in terms of, this shit is funded on Patreon, but they don't advertise it in the episodes, right? Like, there isn't a like, this episode was funded by Patreon, please support us so we can keep, like, they don't really advertise the fucking Patreon. So like, how, like, it, like, I have seen channels with like 1 million subscribers who make like 1/10 of what I do on Patreon because they don't advertise it, because they don't push it, like, because they don't tell the audience like, hey, this is how things are done, this is how we pay our costs, this is like, they don't tell the story, right? Like, they don't do the marketing that it takes. And I don't really like doing the marketing. It's my least favorite part of every video, is having to do the fucking call to action of like, please subscribe to my Patreon, please tip jar, please. Like, I don't like it because I don't like asking people for money. I wish I didn't have to, but it is that thing of like, I do have to, because like, otherwise this doesn't work for me. And I'm a little like they're not they're not pushing it. Like, they're not telling people to go subscribe to the Patreon, which again is like there, right? Special thank you to some Patreon supporters. That's it. And that's like impressive that they can grow a Patreon enough to pay all those fucking people. Again, I really, 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 really hope that the animators on this show get paid real big fucking bucks for what they do, because like that is like this fucking shot, right? Like, okay, this is just a character talking, lip flaps happening, right? She's just talking. In an anime, usually, like seasonal anime, typically a shot like that would be lip flaps, right? Like the face would be static for the most part, and you would get some lip flaps, maybe a little bit of face motion, right? Because like it's just a character talking in like a close-up. It doesn't need to be fancy. Here, like, we get, like, the widening of the eyes, the pupil action, as she gets excited by Blitz's challenge. Like, the shoulders fall, like, you see the posture shifts. Narrowing the eyes, like, getting the DreamWorks face on. Lip flaps. And, like, fairly complex lip flaps, too, like, animating the whole jaw and everything. Like, that is... They keep doing more than what is necessary, right? Like, that's the thing I keep teeing off on, is I can see the easier way to do this, right? I can see the corners that you can cut here. I can see the shortcuts you can take. I can see, like, the way easier way to do this that is available to an animator, and they don't take it. Like, they keep, in so many places, taking the harder road to do better work, right? And again, in corporate animation, which is like, for many justifiable reasons sometimes, very focused on cost cutting, very focused on keeping it simpler, right? Keeping it easier, of spending as little time as possible, doing the minimum, and then focusing, like, high effort in a few places, like in a few places where it really matters. And this show just keeps doing more than it needs to. Like, it keeps going hard in places where it sort of isn't necessary. And it's like, I really hope the animators get paid well. I hope they get time off. I hope they don't get crunched. I hope they have a really good time working on this very impressive show. And I hope they unionize, by the way. I hope they unionize soon. I hope they are unionized now. I hope they're in talks to unionize. I hope that they have a union as soon as fucking possible. Because, like, no matter, like, I don't give a shit about, like, whether Riff Medrano is a good or a bad person. Particularly. Like, that doesn't matter. Animators should be unionized. Like, workers should be unionized. And it doesn't matter how nice the boss is, or how evil the boss is. Like, they should be unionized no matter what, and they should collectively bargain for their rights and for better conditions. Anyway, I guess that's all I had to say about that. Really fucking impressive animation on B. Like, really, genuinely. Very impressive animation on B. Anyway, Season 2 next, I guess? No, actually. I should do I should do like a wrap up of season 1. Try and collect my thoughts. Try and do like a review-ish sort of thing. Yeah. I think that'll be the next thing. It might take a while. Give me a few extra days. But I guess that was season 1 of Helluva Boss. What a ride. What a fucking ride. Yeah, like, Jesus Christ, fuck me. This fucking show. Honestly.